Sister
Good morning to you wherever you are. This is the Clara Luper radio show, and today's show is a very special show because it's a show that's being brought to you by Gates Barber Shop, located at 2609 North Martin Luther King, hometown at 2001 Northeast 23rd Street, Dr. A.L. Dial at 934 Northeast 8th Street, Allstate Insurance Company, Maryland Hildred Agent at 730 North Britain Road, Johnson Shardinas, 1643 Northeast 50th Street and 2611 North Martin Luther King. Discount Carpet and Furniture, 501 Northwest 23rd Street, Gideon's 300 Store at 6006 Southwestern. And today is the first Saturday in the year of our Lord, 1998. And today's program will be a thank you program. Thank you, Oklahoma, for listening to the Clara Luper radio show. And from the depths of my heart, I would just like to say thank you. And today I'm going to ask you to participate on this program by saying thanks to our advertisers that have made this program possible. If it were not for our advertisers, we could not come to you every Saturday morning. So I want you to say thank you to them. Thank you. This is a thank you program. Once you say thank you to our advertisers, I know you have somebody else that you would just like to say thank you to. You know, one thing that we learned as children is how to be grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have people in this town that walks over their parents and don't even say thank you. We have people that go to church every Sunday but never stop to say thank you to their pastor, to the ushers, to the deacons, to the missionaries. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is the thank you Saturday. I have one question to ask you today, and I'm going to give you some chitlins. The first one that called me at 6721220 and tell me who was the first black person to serve on the jury in the state of Oklahoma. You remember the Jess Hollins case, how hard Roscoe Dungy fought to win that case. And in winning that case, he won, sponsored by the NAACP, the right for blacks to serve on jury. I just need to know who was the first black to serve on the jury in the state of Oklahoma. On January the 11th through the 14th, there will be a winter revival at the Fairview Baptist Church, 1700 Northeast 7th Street. Dr. John A. Reed Jr. is the pastor. That's January the 11th through the 14th. Dr. M.J. Williams of Oakland, California, who's the pastor of the Bethany Baptist Church, will be preaching each night at 7 o'clock p.m. This is thank you. Maybe you want to say thank you to your pastor. I don't know. But I would also like for you to call me at 6721220, and I want you to thank our sponsors that have made this program possible. Maybe you want to thank that grandmother and that great-grandmother that has helped you. I don't know. But one thing that I want to achieve as we go into 1998, moving on toward the 21st century, I want you to move with gratitude. Thank you, Mama. Thank you, Daddy. I want to thank all of you. And I do have a thank you message from Gladys Elliott. And it's so dedicated and it's so sincere. You know, last week I told you that Mr. Elliott was dead. I would also like to tell you, I would like also to tell you that Gladys Elliott would like to say thanks to you wherever you are. You remembered her during those dark days During those days when a city said goodbye to her husband, Mr. D. Elliott, Gladys would like to thank you. She would like to thank the people of St. Luke's Baptist Church in Spencer, the people in Emmanuel from Emmanuel Baptist Church, the Grayson and Hoffman Club, the Garden Club. In fact, she just say thank you for everything that you have done. Thank you from Gladys Elliott. You may call me at 672-1220 and tell me the first black that served on the jury in the state of Oklahoma. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is my thank you. Oh, I would like to say thanks to all of you. I would like to thank those of you that have stood by me through the years. I just want to say thanks. This is my thank you program. Thank you, a special thank you to the Interdenominational Ministerial Alliance that for years have given us the opportunity to gather at a church and remember the Emancipation Proclamation. It was the 135th Emancipation Proclamation services, Reflections of Freedom, that was held at the Fairview Baptist Church, and Dr. Jerry Mash was the speaker. Reverend Wilburn Bruner, the president, Reverend Lawrence Evans, the vice president, and Reverend John Hilton, also the vice president. I want to thank you, those of you that have unlocked doors for us, those of you that have cleaned our buildings. I just want to stop today and say thank you. This is a thank you program. Thank you, thank you, thank you to the children that have been so kind to their parents, that have accepted their parents' weak points as well as their strong points. I would like to say thank you. And speaking of thank you, I want to thank God for giving us this opportunity to speak to you. Thank you, Lord, for all of your goodness. And now we're in a new year, 1998. Mr. Gates of Gates Barbershop, located at 2609 North Martin Luther King Avenue, would just like to say thanks to each one of his patrons. He would like to thank those of you that have been with him through the years and made him one of the most successful barbers in Oklahoma City. A special thank you from Gates Barbershop. I know you're saying it sounds like a Thanksgiving presentation. I think every day should be Thanksgiving. And I think we have an opportunity today to say thanks to someone. Hometown has given away chitlins this year. And I know you want to say thank you to the people at Hometown that has made this possible. 2001 Northeast 23rd Street, open 24 hours for your convenience. Today you will have the opportunity for the first time in the history of this country to hear from one of the top black engineer in the United States. So stay tuned. Stay tuned to the Clara Luper radio show. And I know I would like to say thanks to those teachers at Dungy School, the students at Dungy School that encouraged this young man, Raymond Hinton, that will be calling in from Los Angeles, California within a few minutes. This is my first program of 1998, and I just want to say thank you to those of you that visit with me every Saturday. I want to thank Mrs. Freddie Stevens, Miss Lola Greer. Oh, I want to thank Mrs. Letty Ruth Hunter. I would like to thank Mrs. Gloria Matthews, Mrs. Bosie Walker. Oh, I would just like to thank you. And I can't call all of your names, but I just want to thank you. And speaking of thank you, I want to thank those of you that have supported the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant throughout this state. I want to thank those of you that have supported it at Central State at the University of Central Oklahoma, at Northeastern State University, Southeastern State University, Southwestern University, Langston University, Cameron University. And I would like to thank all of the cities. And I want to tell you it's time now for you to be an early bird patron of the 1998 Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. The 1998 Miss Black Oklahoma pageant will be held at the Rose State Performing Arts Center. And you will have to get your reservations early. You may also call me and tell me that you want to be there because we will have a limited amount of seats. The Miss Black Oklahoma City pageant will be held May 2nd, and those of you that would like to participate in this pageant, we are now having open registration. You have to be 17 years old and older to participate. That's the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. The 1998 pages are all excited, and we're going to have a meeting with these pages on Sunday at 4 p.m. Now, in the meantime, I would like for you to contact Mrs. Leola Ford and let her know if you are going to be a page in 1998. If not, we have somebody who's willing to take your place. And you may call me and say, yes, Miss Luper, thank you for giving us the opportunity to be pages, and I want to be a page in 1998. This is my first program in 1998. And I want to thank God for allowing me to be here, to feel the wind, to see the clouds. Oh, what a beautiful day. 1998, the third day of 1998. This is exciting, and you are excited. And I ask you one question this morning. Who was the first black to serve on the jury in the state of Oklahoma? 672-1220. The first black, not the second, the first black. Once again, I would like to tell you that Mr. Gates would like to say thanks to you for being with him this year. You've found your way to 2609 North Martin Luther King. You parked outside. You walked in. You've encouraged him. And Mr. Gates would like to say thank you. Thank you from Dr. A.L. Dial, your optometrist. Dr. A.L. Dial, who's been on the battlefield for a long time, and who continues to fight for justice. Dr. A.L. Dial, 934 Northeast 8th Street. The telephone number is 235-0536. This is my thank you program, and I would like to thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's so great that I'm able to say thank you, because many of you have passed me on the streets and you have smiled. You have spoken to me, and I just want to thank you. Hello.
Hello, Miss Luper.
Yes.
This is Ray Hinton.
Yes, Ray Hinton. I like to call you Raymond Hinton.
Oh, yeah. My mother called me Raymond.
Yes. You know how I feel about you. Raymond, where are you today?
I'm at my home in Carson, California.
Oh, yes. Okay, today I want to talk about Raymond Hinton.
Okay.
That's my whole subject. And my radio show today is a thank you radio show. I'm thanking the people all over the state of Oklahoma that have listened to the Clara Luper radio show all through the years. Now, let's see. Raymond, where were you born?
Well, I was born in a little town called Bristow, Oklahoma.
Okay. And where did you go to school?
I went to school at Dungy High School.
At Dungy High School?
Choctaw, Oklahoma, yes.
Yes, you went to school at Dungy High School.
Yes.
Did you graduate from Dungy High School?
Yes, I did. 1955, class of 55.
Do you remember some of your teachers?
Oh, yes. Miss Clara Luper.
Oh, well, thank you for calling my name first.
Let's see. Mr. Oliver, R.E. Oliver, Mr. Jones, Miss Combs, Miss Jude, Miss Geneva Smith, and Mr. W.B. Parker.
Okay.
I know I left someone out, and I apologize.
Okay, well, that's all right. If you can remember just 3, that's good. What did you do at Dungy School?
Well, I was a pretty good student, and I didn't do much in the way of sports, but preferred academics over that, and it was a very good, positive experience.
Okay, now after you finished high school at Dungy, where did you go to college?
After graduating from Dungy High School in 1955, I entered the University of Oklahoma, Norman, Oklahoma.
You entered the University of Oklahoma?
Yes.
What did you major in?
I majored in civil engineering.
Yes. What is civil engineering?
Well, civil engineering is that broad area. It deals with highway and structural design. It deals with engineering in hydraulics, traffic engineering, environmental engineering, and it's a very broad field.
So many people have told us that blacks are not able to make it in engineering. Did you make it through Oklahoma University's engineering school?
Yes, I did. I graduated July 29th, 1962, to become the first black engineer to graduate, civil engineer to graduate from the University of Oklahoma.
How were you treated down at the University of Oklahoma in the engineering department?
I was treated very fairly, and the question of my treatment was never at issue. The problem was preparation. As you know, engineering requires an early commitment to math and science, and during my time, the advanced courses in science, such as chemistry, advanced math courses, and they were just not available to most black high school students.
But you were able to go down to OU and pass.
Yes, I did. Of course, at the beginning, it took some remedial work. I was only there a few weeks, and I realized that it was going to be extremely hard. I would have to work very hard, but I was willing to do that. But I felt that I could do it, and so I worked very hard, got the foundation I needed, and my last 2 years, I maintained a B average and was on the Dean's Honor Roll twice.
Thank you for being on the Dean's Honor Roll. Thank you for graduating from Dungy School. This is my thank you special today. All right. Now, after you graduated in engineering, what happened next?
Well, immediately after graduation, I accepted a position with the State of California Division of Highways.
Oh, you just went out of OU to California?
Well, the various engineering firms and State Departments interviewed graduating engineers at the University of Oklahoma. And so prior to my graduation, I interviewed with the State of California. They offered me a position, and after graduation, I immediately left Oklahoma and went to work with the Division of Highways in Los Angeles, their District 7 office.
All right, now what happened then?
Well, I was very surprised. During my entire college life at the University of Oklahoma, I really had never met another black civil engineer. And I expected when I got to California that I would see many, but I was very surprised. There were very few. In fact, in our office in Los Angeles, which hires the largest number, at the time that I started in 1962, there were only 5 graduate civil engineers working.
5?
Yes.
All right. Now, were you able to climb the ladder of success as an engineer in Los Angeles?
Yes, I was, Miss Luper. During my 35-year career, I started at the entry level engineering position, and presently I'm at the management level as a supervising transportation engineer, and I supervise supervisors, and at the present time I'm supervising approximately 40 employees.
Wait a minute, start back over. You are what?
I'm supervising approximately 40 employees. I'm a manager with the Los Angeles office of the California Department of Transportation.
Do you have your private office?
Yes, I do.
Your private secretary?
Yes, I do.
Okay, now, I know Mr. Raymond Hinton, and I can call you Mr. now. It used to be Raymond. Mr. Hinton, I know that you will be honored in California. I want you to tell me about that.
Well, I have been selected to receive the National Society of Black Engineers Lifetime Engineering Achievement Award.
Repeat that for me. Repeat it.
Well, I have been selected to receive the National Society of Black Engineers Lifetime Engineering Achievement Award.
Oh my goodness. When will you receive this award?
I will receive the award on March 27th, 1998 in Anaheim, California at the National Convention of the Society of Black Engineers.
Oh, what an honor. Let me go back now and let's get to the real meat of this. Who were your parents?
Oh, I had some dear parents, and I guess the most regrettable thing is that they're not here to share in this honor. And they were Johnny Hinton and Tessie Hinton, and they lived out in Spencer.
Okay, what did your father do?
My father was a construction worker, and my mother, she did domestic work. And one of the reasons I became interested in civil engineering, it deals with highway design, highway construction, is during the summers when I used to work with my dad as a laborer on construction projects, I'd see these civil engineers, and I said, gee, that's what I'd like to be.
All right, and now your mother and father lived in Spencer, Oklahoma. Do you have any relatives in the Oklahoma City or Oklahoma now?
Oh, yes, I do. I have a large number of cousins there, and I have my wife's brother is there. I have an auntie and an uncle there, Fosters. I can't name everybody because
I know, I don't want you to name everybody. Now let's go back and talk. You're one of the few people that I know that fell in love at Dungy School. Tell me about something about the beautiful young lady that you fell in love with at Dungy School.
Well, as you know, I married Mildred Wooten, and we have been married now for 38 plus years. We have 4 wonderful children. We are both born again Christians. We have both had wonderful careers, and we believe that we've had a positive impact on our family and our community and in our careers. So we've truly been blessed.
You have been blessed to have stayed married that long. Mildred, is she as beautiful as she was when I saw her last?
Well, Mildred is a very beautiful person. She's been a Christian most of her life, and in fact, she has contributed a lot to me becoming a Christian. She is a joy to be with, and she's a wonderful mother, a great friend, and I just thank God for her.
Let's talk about Raymond Hinton, the engineer's children. Tell me about them.
Well, we have 4 boys. My oldest son works for the Compton Adult School, and then I have my second oldest son is a school teacher. He teaches the sixth grade.
Let's go back with names. Your oldest son is...
My oldest son is Kenneth Hinton, and he works for the Compton Adult School. And then my second oldest son is Guy Hinton. He's a school teacher. He teaches the sixth grade. My third son is Raymond Hinton Jr., and he's a CPA, an MBA. He owns his own accounting firm, and he started his own business about 2.5 years ago. And then my youngest son is John Hinton, and he is into computer graphics, and he works for my third son in his accounting firm.
All right, now speaking of John Hinton, we always think in terms of Raymond and John. You go together just like salt and pepper.
Right.
And now tell me about John.
Well, I graduated in 1962 from the University of Oklahoma Civil Engineering. My brother came out here after I moved here. He went to work for the California Department of Transportation. He went to school while he worked here, and he received his degree in engineering in 1968 from the University of California, Los Angeles. And so he's a civil engineer. He has 4 children. One of them is a civil engineer, one is a school teacher, and one is working to become an attorney, and the youngest son is 10 years old.
I noticed you have told me about your children, and you're in California, and we hear a lot about crime, drugs, and all of that. How have you kept your children, you and John, on the right trail?
Well, that's a very good question, Miss Luper. It starts with the family, and it takes a commitment to the family. Both first beginning with God. We are all Christians. We raised our children up in a Christian atmosphere. And my wife did not work until our kids were well into junior high school, and we look back on that experience as the major factor in having very positive kids.
Okay, I understand that you came to Oklahoma and you took your mother-in-law back home with you. Is that true?
My mother-in-law, Miss Willie Wooten, she lived out in Spencer, and she's pretty young now. She's 86, and she was living alone, and so we thought it'd be best if she come out and live with us, and we're just having a great time having her in the house. She's a Christian too, and we do a lot of praying, and so we just thank God for her.
Well, what church do you belong to, Raymond?
I attend Calvary Chapel, South Bay, and you might be familiar with the Calvary Chapel churches. They're kind of nationwide, worldwide churches that are all headed by Chuck Smith, and he comes on the radio almost nationwide. But I attend Calvary Chapel, South Bay, which is located in Carson.
Okay, well, I'm real excited. And once again, you're going to receive your award when?
It would be March 27th, 1998, and that would be at the National Convention for the Society of Black Engineers.
I understand that that's a black and white tie.
Yes,
affair.
It is one of the most prestigious events in the black community. It should attract attention from national black media, and there will be a lot of very important people there. I'm just really impressed with the organization, their goals, and their attempt to encourage pre-college black students to enter the field of engineering. And it takes an effort on the part of both, we as professionals and academia to make an effort, because to be successful in engineering, as I indicated earlier, it takes an early commitment to science, math, and then at the end of all of that very hard work, there must be a possibility of having a successful career. And so this is a very important organization, and their effort is to be applauded.
All right, and now we have talked about that, and maybe some people would like to come out there. I understand the tickets are only what, $175 each.
They're only $175. I wish that I can fax you some information, and maybe you could get that out. It's still about 3 months away, so you would have to contact the society whose offices are in Alexander, Virginia. So if you'd like, I can send you that information if you'll give me your fax.
Well, I will. You just send me the invitation. That's on a Friday night.
That's a Friday night.
Okay. Well, thank you so very kindly for being my very distinguished guest, and I enjoyed talking to you for the past 18 minutes.
Well, Miss Luper, thank you very much for letting me be on your show, and I wish Happy New Year to all your listeners and to your family. Thank you very much.
And thank you.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
That was Raymond Hinton from Dungy School, top engineer in the United States of America. This is a Clara Luper radio show, and I ask you a question. I ask you to join me today in saying thank you. Clara Luper. Hello?
Yes, how you doing?
Oh, I'm fine. This is my sports reporter.
Yes, you know today is my birthday?
Today is your birthday.
I mean tomorrow.
I thought it was tomorrow.
Yeah,
I thought it was the 4th of January. Great, we've got to celebrate. Okay, give me the news.
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brandon Bryan bringing you your Saturday morning sports page. In the NBA, the Timberwolves defeated the Pistons 93-89. The Heat defeated the Pacers 101-90. The Bulls whooped the Mavericks 111-105. The Nets beat the Wizards 99-91. Michael Jordan scored 47 points, and Dennis Rodman grabbed 29 rebounds as the Bulls defeated the Hawks 97-90. And Eddie Jones scored 20 points, and Kobe Bryant added 16 as the Lakers beat the Clippers 118-114. In the first round of the NFL playoffs, the Vikings ended the Giants' dream season as they beat them 23-22. The Broncos rushed for 310 yards and passed for 201 as they stampeded the Jaguars 42-17. The Patriots were real happy after their game Sunday because they beat the Dolphins 17-3. And the Buccaneers got to the playoffs and they won. They defeated the Lions 20-10. In the top 25 basketball, 5th ranked Arizona beat upon James Madison 92-68. 11th ranked UConn beat Hartford 100-69. 25th ranked TCU beat Iowa State 93-54. And TCU, who is coached by Billy Tubbs, are averaging 111 points per game. And hey, that's lead the nation in that category. And 12th ranked Arkansas was upset by American PR 64-59. In the Big 12, Kansas defeated Vanderbilt 89-82. Missouri beat Maryland 83-79. The Oklahoma Sooners defeated Alabama 79-61, and OSU defeated that high-scoring TCU team 82-81. And Brett Rovers scored 23, and Joe Atkins, the sophomore, John Marshall added 26. And in college female basketball, Oral Roberts lost to North Texas 81-79, and OSU blew out Sam Houston State 75-44. In high school hoops, John Marshall blew out Pottsboro, Texas 99-46, and that's what I call a whipping. In girls basketball, Star Spencer Lady Bobcats are still undefeated. They beat Lawton 66-60. In college football bowl games, OSU made it to the Alamo Bowl, and they almost won. All they needed was 11 points. Because Purdue had 20, and Purdue had 30, and OSU had 20. And OSU will be back next year, though. In the Sugar Bowl, Florida State beat Ohio State 31-14. In the Cotton Bowl, UCLA beat Texas A&M 29-23. In the Gator Bowl, the Tar Heels wiped the tar off their heels on the Vanderbilt Hokies, and then they tarred and feathered them 42-3. In the Gator Bowl, the Florida Gators beat Penn State 21-6. In the Outback Bowl, the Georgia Bulldogs buried the Wisconsin Gophers 33-6. Nebraska beat Tennessee in the Orange Bowl. Another sports news: OSU's defensive back, R.W. McQuarters, announced that he is turning pro, and Tiger Woods was named AP Male Athlete of the Year. And I heard that Tyson has had some offers to fight overseas and that he might be getting his boxing license back. And once again, this is Brandon Bryan bringing you a football spot can knock you out like Holyfield and Tyson, rim rattling, earth shaking, barbecue bacon. Saturday morning sports page on the Clara Luper radio show.
Mr. Bryant, before you leave, I would like to ask you, you are my top sports reporter. Tell me what is the number one college football team in the United States?
Well, right now, Michigan is the number one college football team. But I'll kind of go for Nebraska.
Okay, well, thank you so very kindly. And this is Thank You Day for the first Saturday in December. Would you like to thank your grandmother and others that have been so helpful in your development?
Yes. First of all, I'd like to thank my mama for having me. I'd like to thank my grandmother for raising me. I'd like to thank my Aunt Nana Mae for helping me out a lot. And I'd like to thank you for all that you've done for me, too.
I understand that your uncle, one of my former students who's now a doctor in Houston, Texas, was here during the weekend. Tell me about it.
Yes, my uncle from Houston, his name is Fred Sutton Jr., he came up here to visit his family, and he came just to see us for Christmas, but he spent his Christmas at home with his family, so but he came up here a little late, but it's better to see him then than not at all, so I was happy he came too.
Okay, will you say a special hello to your grandmother? Okay?
Yes.
Thank you. I ask you a question. I ask you who was the first black to serve on a jury in Oklahoma. My telephone number is 672-1220. We must know our history unless you know where you have been. Unless you know those that have paved the way for you, you will never develop to your fullest potentials. I want you to call me. This is the Clara Luper radio show. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Yes, Miss Luper?
Yes?
This is Barbara Potts. How you doing this morning?
Barbara, I'm fine this morning. I just want to thank you for listening to the Clara Luper
Oh, you're welcome, Miss
radio
Luper. I've been
show.
listening to your radio show ever since you've been on. When I was going to school at Langston.
Wonderful.
Yes, ever since I was still a child.
Wonderful. How's that son of yours?
He's doing great. He's doing great, Miss Luper. He talks about you all the time.
Well, tell him I want to see him.
I
Okay.
most certainly will. I was calling to answer that question.
Okay.
That person was my kindergarten teacher, and I know we just lost her. I was informed last night, Miss Clara McFall.
You are exactly right.
Yes, indeed. She was one of the most lovable teachers I ever had.
That is the greatest compliment that you could pay
Yes, so
to
I'm very
anybody.
proud to call this morning to mention that I know that she was the first juror.
Thank you so very kindly.
You're welcome, Miss Luper. Thank you, and thank you for giving the community of Oklahoma the things that you've done over the years. I really do appreciate you.
Well, thank you. Yes, Clara McFall was the first black to serve on a jury in Oklahoma. Clara McFall was born at the close of the 19th century. She dedicated her life to education, and what an honor for one of her own students to call and tell us that she was a great teacher. Last night, the members of the Chi Zeta chapter, Zeta Phi Beta sorority, gathered at McKay Davis Funeral Home for their final memorial service for one of the founders of Chi Zeta, Mrs. Clara McFall. It was a solemn ceremony. The Zetas all dressed in black, blue and white ribbons, with candles in their hands, gathered. The Zetas realized that the bugle call for Clara McFall had sunk into a deep silence. For 93 years, she had marched toward that final goal, and now the marching has stopped. The captain, that great captain, had made the last order for her to come home. And today at 11 o'clock, people will gather at Quails United Methodist Church on 50th and North Everett to say goodbye. Last night, the Zetas came face to face with the reality that one of the founders was dead. Time has a way of just rolling away like the rolling sea. Time has a way of catching up, one in which one will have the opportunity to look back. Clara McFall's life was distinguished by an integrity in which words are used to motivate and not to manipulate. Her life was rich with love, joy, and happiness, which overflowed into the lives of others. It was in 1935 when she and 4 others founded the Chi Zeta chapter of Zeta Phi Beta sorority. And as we say goodbye to Clara McFall, one of the founders of our chapter, we know that her life was one of encouragement and usefulness, realizing that we have suffered a great loss, and we must turn as Zetas to the great God of the universe that will wipe away all tears. Yes, Clara McFall was a woman of integrity, of honesty, and dedication. Her services will be held at 11 o'clock today at Quails United Methodist Church. You know, last week I told you I was going down to Fort Worth to see that slave ship, Henrietta Maria. I went, I saw the ship, I felt the ship, I heard the ship. The sounds of a people crying out for freedom. We saw relics of the ship. The ship that for 3 long years carried slaves from the west coast of Africa to the New World. We saw it. We felt it. Yes, we saw it. We felt it. Not only that, history has a way of turning around, coming around. And those that would like for you not to know about the Middle Passage, Debbie Elliott Allen and others have put it right in your laps in a picture that you must see. Can you feel the veins and arteries of black and white people that overflowed with courage, dedication, determination, and hard work? They are truly the flowers of God's beautiful garden. They are the strength of our past and the hope of our future. We must look back in order that we can move forward, and we can't move forward unless we realize what has happened before our day. We know that only God knows the pain, the tears, the sorrow, the aches, the suffering of a people. A people, over 10 million people were victims of the slave trade. Over 10 million people. We saw them. We felt them in Amistad. Yes, we felt them. Well, history is feeling. And you say, Clara, why do you become so emotional over the issues of human rights in America? Because it is an emotional thing. It's emotional when you think how our people are being lynched, no longer by a rope hanging from a tree, but by those that would send our young people home because they thumped somebody on the head, putting them in classes saying that these are slow learners. Oh, what a tragedy. We are being lynched. educationally. Clara Luper.
Good morning. How are you doing, Ms. Luper?
Oh, lady, I'm so happy to hear from you.
Oh, well, I'm sorry that I cut in on your conversation.
No,
the,
you
the
didn't
statement
cut
that
on.
you were making,
I was waiting on you.
because I want to agree with you 100%. Not only, so I'm just going to put a little addition to what you were saying. Not only that, I read in the paper where this new school that they are going to adopt, they said students that's in schools that, I'm not going to use the word that they use because I don't like it, because I don't believe in labeling people. Because if I have a child in one of those schools that they have labeled, I'm going to transfer him out. And if I can't get him into that school, I'll just bring him home and teach him at home. Because I do not think any student should be labeled. And because some of the schools did not rate up to the test scores that somebody set up, I don't know who set up, but somebody set up, I don't feel that a child should be measured by that only and then labeled by that only. Because, I fought those senior schools tooth and nail. So those birds finally came down because it didn't do anything for our schools in Oklahoma City. So I really dislike that, and I'm glad you are on that subject too, but it's a shame that we don't have any kids in school that we can just be there because of my child is there. And Clara, I remember when I was in school, my parents didn't have to come to school to help the teachers. My parents didn't have to be school involved. All they wanted them to do is send us to school because that was the involvement. Get your child to school and get him dressed, comb his hair, and send him to school. They didn't have to go to school to see what he was doing. And I haven't had to have a parent to come to school to help me with my problems with my school. Because I remember before I started teaching school, I used to do maid work. And I sure did not have anybody to come out there and help me with my 8-hour maid jobs that I was getting $1.50 for in car fare. And I wondered why they want so much now. Oh, parents' involvement. Parents should come. Parents should do this. If a teacher is doing her job and the parent is seeing to it that her child is in school, dressed, and have the things that is needed for school, that's a big involvement. Big involvement. Now, I want to say thank you also to all of the people that is listening to us and listening to your radio program during the year of 1997. And I hope they will continue for the year of 1998. And this is our first radio program for the year 1998, and it's the first Saturday. So I hope that they will be listening for the next 12 months.
Letty, as we say thank you to people, we are being lynched. We are back to segregated schools in Oklahoma City.
Oh, definitely.
And
definitely.
I would hate for history to record that Clara Luper fought for segregated schools. I would hate for history to record that Letty Ruth Hunter, who was once on a committee that was set up to ensure that all children would be treated alike, went out for segregated schools.
Well, now, Ms. Luper, we came up into a different century than the kids are coming up now. And I don't know why we wanted to go back.
Now, we didn't want to go back.
Well,
NACP fought it with everything we
the
had.
power to be. So I won't call any names. So if I say we, they'll say, well, she included herself, Well, we the power to be, we know who is doing it. Because we've gone down there and talked against it and we fought it. There was no avail. But this is our society. And we got to live through this to see that this is not going to work. It's not going to work.
And we had segregated schools from 1907 to 1955. and it didn't work. And I don't know how in the hello they think it's going to work now. Lady, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. And I want to thank you most of all for being my sister, my friend, my president. Okay?
And I want to extend my heartfelt sympathy to all the people that was related to our soror, Ms. McFall. And also, I want to extend my heartfelt sympathy to all of the relatives who are friends and relatives of Annabelle Robinson.
Yes.
Also.
Okay.
And to all others who had tragic in their family.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you church Sunday.
Okay. I thank you for going to Leo's Barbecue Factory downtown, located at 4th and Harrison in Oklahoma City. You can go down on Monday through Thursday from 11 to 3, Friday from 11 to 7, and Saturday from 12 to 4. We would like to thank those of you that have been to United Drugs, 1027 Northeast 36th Street. A big thank you from Roth Funeral Home, from McKay Davis Funeral Home, and Temple Funeral Home. Thank you from Carbon Realty Company, located at 3673 North Everett Street. Thank you from Crawley's Bunding Service, 718 Northeast 36. A big thank you from Petite Salon and Clothes Closet, 1917 Northeast 24th Street. Thank you from Lamar's Beauty Supply, 1732 Northeast 23rd Street. Thank you from Eugene's Hair Connection, 3515 North Classen. The telephone number, 557-0119. Sports Discount Clipper, and they will give you some cuts. And they will take $10 off of all clinical chemical works. Thank you from Exotic Plants and Florists, 3620 North Lincoln Boulevard in Oklahoma City. Javon of Javon Style Shop say thank you. She's at 4801 North Lincoln Boulevard. Gideon 300 Store say thank you. 6006 Southwestern as they are going into their second year. Thank you from Discount Carpet and Furniture, 501 Northwest 23rd Street, where they are having a special New Year's sale. Hello?
Good morning, Ms. Luper. This is Lily Buckner calling.
Yes, Lily.
I just wanted to call in and thank you for your radio show, and thank you for the many lives you've touched all across the United States, Oklahoma City especially. Students at Dungey, and then I just thank God that He allowed me to see 1998. Thank my family and my church family.
You know how proud I am of you. You are just, well, anyway, you're one of my babies. That's what we continue to call you. I don't know, we picked that up from...
That's exactly right.
That's right, and I'm so proud of you. And thank you for calling me. And I'm so proud of what you're doing in your church.
Well, thank you very much, and thanks for having Raymond on. That was such a wonderful interview.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, John Hinton and I were classmates, and so I know Raymond personally, and I am happy for him.
Isn't that one just to think, from Dungey School?
Dungey High School.
A top engineer in the United States of America.
That is just wonderful.
Thank you.
Well, God bless you, Miss Luper.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, my babies. And I have a lot of them. Thank you so much. And I want to thank all of my babies that call me from all across the country to wish me a happy New Year's. Now, don't forget Discount Carpet's having a big sale. Don't you forget it. You can go down there and get some bargains at Discount Carpet. The big after New Year's sale. All of the carpet, everything is on sale, and get on down there. Those of you that have not picked up your chitlins slips, you can do it Monday at Freedom Center, 2609 North Martin Luther King Avenue. Hello? Hello?
How you doing?
Oh, I'm fine.
I had called your son about 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
To tell you I had moved. This is Eugene.
Oh, well, tell me.
You got me down for Eugene's Hair Connection?
Yeah, tell me about it.
But I'm not there anymore. I'm on
Oh, Eugene, I got to keep up with you. Where are you?
I'm at 1138 Northeast 36 with Miss Waters.
Oh, really?
At Broody Inn.
Yes, 1138 Northeast 36th Street.
Uh-huh.
With Mrs. Waters?
Yes.
Okay, what is that telephone number? I got you, Eugene.
It's the same.
It's the same. You have the same telephone number.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now tell me what all you're doing.
We have a special on chemicals. $5 off on chemicals.
Okay.
And we do curls and relaxers, freezes.
All right. Eugene, you do freezers, curls, do you do plaits?
Huh?
Do you do plaits?
Oh, well, she does, let's see, I have free ear piercing.
Free?
Free ear piercing.
So all I got to do is go down there and say, look, I want my ears pierced.
With hair services, though.
Okay. Okay.
With hair services.
That's 1138 Northeast 36th Street in Oklahoma City.
And let me give you the number again.
Okay.
557.
557.
119.
119. And call Eugene.
Call Eugene.
And call Eugene. That's my boy. Eugene, thank you so very kindly for calling me.
Okay, God bless you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Don't forget now, Eugene is at 1138 Northeast 36th Street. The telephone number is 557-0119. This is the Clara Luper radio show, and I'm talking about lynching. Every time they send a child home in Oklahoma City because that child maybe talked out in school. Who ever heard of anybody sending somebody home because a child talks out? Otherwise, we wouldn't have no teachers, no preachers, no deacons, no doctors, because most of us have talked out in school. I just thank God that you know that it's a lynching. I want to tell you, it's an educational lynching. Don't let nobody dress it up and talk about your child is disadvantaged. If we're so disadvantaged and we come from split homes and all of that, let me ask you, who split the split? Not black folks. Yes, educated people sitting up figuring out our destiny. Don't let anybody figure out your destiny. If they are trying to lynch your child, and what we got to do as parents, let me tell you parents something. Mm-hmm. Don't let anybody teach your child how to read. You do it yourselves. You can read.
Amen.
I want to make a special announcement. We have been working so hard to get this state to recognize Martin Luther King's birthday, and I'm happy to inform you that schools will be closed in Midwest City, and there will be a breakfast at 7 a.m. in Midwest City. The police chief of Midwest City is the chairperson of the Martin Luther King's prayer breakfast, and I want you to make plans to attend that breakfast. Shelley Luper will be the guest speaker. Now, the city of Midwest City, the Midwest Regional Hospital and others are sponsoring this breakfast, and we want you to be there. And we also want you to participate in other activities, and we will be telling you more about it.
Right.
In 1998, we have an opportunity to stop stealing, to stop killing, to stop hurting people. Let this be the year of love. Let this be a great year. If we can get a pledge from you, and I appreciate all of you that have joined my fan club, and in order to become a member of my fan club, you just have to promise not to steal from anybody, not to kill, not to curse, not to use drugs, not to drink, not to fuss at your mothers and fathers. And if you want to join my club, I need to know. And if you don't want to join, you just tell me. You can't join the Clara Luper Club. Somebody called me and said, why don't you have some membership cards? Well, I might do that because you might get some from me. This is the Clara Luper radio show, and I would like to say to all of you, Happy New Year's, and thank you just for being you. Thank you, Robert Gates. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Letty Ruth Hunter. Thank you, Gloria Matthews. Thank you. This is Clara Luper saying, until next Saturday at the same time, bye-bye, and I do love you. Stay out of trouble, please.
This is AM 1220, KTLV, Midwest City, Oklahoma City.